Hey guys, Bob Gerace here, and today we're going to talk about why is it that despite your many prayers for God to save your marriage, that it just isn't working. He just isn't moving. It seems like those prayers are not being answered. And what I want to do is I want to talk about several different reasons why that's the case. One of the reasons is obviously God is not an ATM, and you don't just sit back and pray that he saves your marriage and it just automatically gets saved. You've got to actually do the work. And we're taught about that in the book of James, where James tells us to be a doer. However, there is a scripture that has been transformational and pivotal for me in this question. And what that is First Peter 3:7. And in the same way, you husbands live with your wife in an understanding way with great gentleness and tact and an intelligent regard for the marriage relationship, as with someone physically weaker, since she is a woman. Show her honor and respect as a fellow heir of the grace of life, so that your prayers will not be hindered or ineffective. My brothers, your prayers are hindered and ineffective if you are not loving your wife and treating her in an understanding way. Now, you know what? In our society, guys are like, well, I don't understand her. It's like, who understands women? I don't understand. Do you understand women? I don't understand women. And it's like, man, you are called, you are commanded by the Bible to understand your wife. And if you do not, your prayers are going to be hindered. So if you ever had any question why it's not working, you're praying for your marriage, this is a huge reason why. Now, why don't you understand her? That's the deeper question. Like, because I'm sure you want to understand her. You deeply and desperately want to understand her, and yet you do not. Well, the answer to that question is there's only one way to understand her, and that's to talk to her in a space where she feels safe to be vulnerable with you. See, the bottom 80% of who she is as a woman is it's common with every other woman on the planet. After thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of breakthrough calls and working with thousands of men inside of our 8-week program, what we've come to understand is that the bottom 80% is finite, it is known, and it is common to every woman on the planet. And most guys know 10%. Don't beat on her. Don't cheat on her. Take her out on dates. Remember her birthday. Remember her anniversary. Work hard, make money, bring it home. Try to be a good dad. Try to be a good father. Try to be home every night. If you have to travel for business, make sure you call her. And my brothers, I'm going to tell you that that's the bottom 10% of the bottom 80%. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that she just expects you to know, like how to have a heart connection, how to make her feel safe so that she can be vulnerable. Because you see, this idea of her feeling safe to be vulnerable is the prerequisite to her helping you understand her. Like, if she feels safe to be vulnerable with you, she'll give you the top 20% of her needs. Now, here's the thing. Don't let anyone deceive you. There is no coach, there is no book, there is no program that is going to tell you what your wife's deepest needs are, the top 20% of her needs. These have to do with her childhood. These have to do how she was hurt and wounded by her parents and her siblings and boyfriends or husbands who came before you. These have to do with her worst thoughts about herself. Every human on the planet believes they're not enough and they're going to die without love because of our separation from God. And your wife is no different. And she blames herself for a lot of the problems in her life. But if she doesn't feel safe to be vulnerable with you, she is not going to tell you those things. She's not going to walk into a buzzsaw of giving you ammunition to hurt her when you're already taking her faults and you're throwing them up in her face, when you're already not even able to hear what size can of peas to bring home from the store. Like, she's got to be able to trust you. But when she trusts you, then that wall comes down. And here's the thing, brother. Her whole life, she has wanted nothing more than to be able to share these things with you. Even before she met you, when she was a little girl and she was about to hit puberty and hitting puberty, she would fantasize about having emotional intimacy with her future husband and being able to share this kind of stuff. Look, intimacy is better pronounced into me see. She wants to feel safe enough to allow herself to be vulnerable enough to share these innermost thoughts with you. And when she does, you will understand her. And when you understand her, your prayers will no longer be hindered, and God will use his power, his guidance, his inspiration to be able to work on your marriage, to help your marriage, to change her heart, to take out her heart of stone and replace it with a heart of flesh. But again, God is not an ATM. He is not just sitting there waiting for you to be like, God, why aren't you saving my marriage? You want it to work. I know you hate divorce. Save my marriage. It's like, dude, if he wanted puppets, he would have made us puppets. He gave us free will because he wants us to use that free will to choose right actions. And your right action is to make her feel safe enough so that she can feel vulnerable enough inside of that frame and container of safety that she can share these things with you. And when that happens, what you're going to find is you're going to find that you have just been given the keys to the kingdom. You have just been given a roadmap, a paint by numbers, connect the dots. Here's what you do this and don't do that. And I will feel like the most loved woman on the planet. Roadmap to her heart. And when you get that, you have the ability to make massive deposits in her emotional bank account on a daily basis. All day, every day, making deposits into her emotional bank account. And she will feel safe to have the conversations with you to resolve the issues of the past. This is your way forward. And it's been right there in scripture all along. So the next time you're wondering, why isn't God saving my marriage? This is why. Now, you might be asking the question, well, Bob, how do I make her feel safe enough so she can be vulnerable with me and share that stuff with me? And this goes back to what I teach all the time, man. It's how you show up. It is what you say, and it is how you say it. It is what you do, and it is how you do it. It is what you don't say and what you don't do, and how you don't say it and how you don't do it. And when you put this together and you learn how to show up energetically, how to show up emotionally, how to show up in your thoughts and your feelings, how to show up in your words and your actions, how to show up in your lack of words and your lack of actions, and you put all this together, what you're going to find is a woman who is massively attractive to you, yes, and massively attracted to you. Massively attracted to you. And inside of that space, she will take a step towards you. For years, I ran ads on social media, how to get her back to the conversation, back to the table, back to the marriage, back to the bedroom. These are the building blocks. These are the building blocks. And can you do it without God? No. You need God at the head of your marriage. Any man watching this believes that. But what I'm going to tell you is that God is a partner in this. He is not a magician. He expects you to do the work. So do the work, brother. And if you don't understand how to do that work, then what I want you to do is go to www.realmanrevolution.com, www.realmanrevolution.com. Check us out. What you're going to find is we've got thousands of success stories of men just like you who did not understand their wife, and therefore their prayers were being hindered. And through our process, they came to understand their wife. And inside of that space, God did an amazing work, an amazing transformation inside their marriage so that they became happier than they ever believed they had any right to expect to become. Look, man, this stuff works. Your marriage has a 100% chance of success if you do it God's way. But you've got to dig these scriptures out, and you've got to understand them, and you've got to implement them correctly. That's what we're here to help you do. So check this stuff out, man. In the comments below, there's all kinds of ways to connect with me. Hit the like button so that other men can see this and benefit from it. And I will see you on the other side, brother.